Reality of hell, the rapture, and reincarnation by the world of true science. Reincarnation represents the Rosetta Stone of Jesus' ministry, which clarifies his teachings and reveals the mystery of life itself. The early Christian Church, the Catholic Church, modified his teachings to better fit the Roman and Greek religions, which we now call mythology. Reincarnation was and is an integral part of ancient Jewish teaching and understanding, however, over which Christianity had no control. The early Church, that refers to the Catholic, edited, rewrote, and redefined Christianity to place itself as the mediator between our Father and mankind. Only a few fragments of truth remain, but they are clearly there. History provides proof, too. As the Dead Sea Scrolls reveal, John the Baptist was a member of the Essene sect of Judaism. Essenes were one of many Jewish sects that taught reincarnation. Jews has always taught that reincarnation is true, since before the time of Jesus, and there is no doubt that Jesus was a Jewish mystic. Baptism originated as symbolic of reincarnation, of being dead and rising up in physical rebirth, water, to live again. To be baptized signified a metaphorical reincarnation and its promise of a new physical, not just spiritual life. When John's cousin Jesus was baptized, to Jews of his acquaintance it was symbolic of Jesus' soul having returned in a new state of being. There is nothing in the Bible that disproves reincarnation. The oft-quoted "it is appointed that men die once and face judgment" has no connection to rebirth. As the man is dead, the people who use this quote, what exactly do they think hangs around to face judgment? Could it be that non-corporeal part of that person, usually referred to as the soul? Of course, and the soul is what reincarnates, not the man. It is the soul that survives death, the soul that faces judgment, and the soul that is reborn in a new body. Although rewriters of the New Testament essentially presented Jesus as a zombie rather than a soul reborn in a brand new body, the soul does not return to the old physical body to reanimate the corpse. Resurrection is how the men who didn't understand his mysteries interpreted Jesus' teachings on reincarnation. He stressed separation of body and soul, but the resurrection believers couldn't comprehend that distinction. Judgment faced at death is contemplation of your previous life, your failures and successes. This contemplation, self-judgment, is a fundamental Jewish concept. Hell is a Christian invention. Jews believe that there is a period of contemplation after death. This is the judgment. Christians often ignore the fact that Jesus was Jewish, in particular an Essene Jew. Even the Pope, however, recently admitted that Jesus followed the Essene calendar, according to when he celebrated the Last Supper's Passover. Essenes naturally followed the Essene calendar, and Essenes believed in reincarnation, baptism, which are things Jesus actually would have taught. Other Bible verses contradict the single, solitary man dies but once verse. Paul wrote, "I die daily." There's a reference in the New Testament to the second death. Clearly other Bible verses disagree with the once remark. However, it's the faces judgment portion that brings the verse into focus as a reference to the continuing soul, which is what reincarnates into a new body. This Isaiah verse that Christians slap on every question about reincarnation, but not to the return of the eternal soul in a new body, which is what Jesus believed in and was teaching, apparently few understand. Fortunately, reincarnation requires no belief. You return whether you believe in reincarnation or not. Awareness of one's eternal journey is not necessary in order to continue learning and perfecting the spirit. Be ye therefore perfect even as your Father in heaven is perfect, Jesus instructed his followers. He didn't say, "Hey, do your best," or "if you just believe I existed that's enough." He said, "Be you perfect as our Father is perfect." Jesus indicated, according to the Bible, that absolute perfection is within the reach of every human when he made the statement, Anyone with a functioning mind should be able to comprehend that perfection in truth and justice, or, we could say, a life in this manner: resist not evil but overcome evil with love, never be violent, and love and care for all others as you would like to be loved and cared for. This cannot be attained in a single lifetime, and that unbiased examination of historical fact is evidence that Jesus was a reincarnationist. This is just words to the honest and wise. Honesty and understanding is the only true belief. Without honesty and understanding we do not know what to believe. To accept others' opinion of the truth without proving it to yourself, it is being deceived, it is not believing. We must understand to believe. I do realize that the facts and truth is difficult for Christianity to face honestly. All criticism is welcome, as thoughts of criticism are one of the processes of learning. True criticism is presenting facts, it is not name-calling and slander. Until next time, sweet dreams. Truth will solve all our problems before we create them, and ignore or reject the truth, problems will multiply all by themselves, those problems will need no help. Have a great and a meaningful life, if it is at all possible. Just whispers of the ghost of reality.